Yo guys, what is good? This is Games Techno, and today we are testing Call of Duty Warzone's brand new season, that is season 3, with a boy GTX 750 Ti. Now, that's what we're doing today. Though I wanna go through the layout of this video because it's kind of different from the other benchmarks videos that I used to do, or like different from all the benchmarks videos basically on the internet. So I'm trying something different. So here goes the layout of the video. Now, the first thing I'm gonna do in this video is explain the layout. So of course that is a section of the video, and then we're gonna move on to the settings, or the graphics settings of the video game, at what settings we're playing, at what resolution we're playing, and I also tell you one more thing in the settings section that is kind of a new point in the testing. Then we go to gameplay. Now, the general benchmark gameplays that you see on the internet have got the FPS counter, the average FPS counter, and GPU usage calculator, CPU usage calculator, and all of that jazz. But what I'm doing is, you're gonna see the raw gameplay without any of those counters. But I mean, fear not, I'm gonna give you all that information at the end in a pretty neat way, so that you can see if the raw gameplay is good or not. If the game is stuttering, lagging, or whatever, you can see those issues by your eyes, and you're not gonna have your eyes sticking on that freaking position of the screen where the FPS counters are at, so that you can actually see how the game freaking runs. And then last section of the video, but of course not the least, and of course for some people that's gonna be the most important part, that is the verdict or the results, in which we're gonna talk about the frame rate. What average FPS we got throughout the testing, what were the 0.1 FPS like, and we're gonna talk about how much of the GPU the game used, how much of a CPU hog this game is, and all of that stuff, how much RAM this thingy uses, how much VRAM, everything. So yeah, there you go to the settings of the game's graphics. Okay, so here we are in the graphics settings. So first off, the display mode, of course, at full screen. This is the monitor that I have. The adapter, of course, that is a graphic card GeForce GTX 750 Ti. For all the people who do not believe that I have this card, I don't know, for some reason people keep on commenting that. Then the refresh rate, of course, I've got a 60 Hz monitor. The render resolution is 1280 by 720. That is 720p, as you can see that. Okay, aspect ratio is set at automatic. The VSync is disabled. The custom frame rate limits are maxed out, 300, 300, 300 for the frame rate limit, the menu frame rate limit, and out of focus frame rate limit. Okay, now comes NVIDIA highlights, that is disabled. And then this is NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency, which is at enabled plus boost. But I got a comment on the channel, so the guy was asking if this technology even works for the 750 Ti, and I searched up and I got to NVIDIA page, and I think they said like this thingy works for 900 and above cards, so 950 and so on. So there's a pretty good chance that this thingy doesn't even freaking work. I don't know if that was an NVIDIA page or not, but that's what I read on the internet. So there's a pretty good chance that this NVIDIA Reflex thingy doesn't even work, but we've got it enabled. Then I don't know what this stuff is all about. The display gamma is at sRGB. Okay, it's just the shader installation. This is the display setting of the gamma, of course. Streaming budget is set to low, texture resolution very low. Basically everything is at the freaking minimum settings, but just in case you've got some you have to have some confirmation that I'm using these settings. Anisotropic filtering is at low, particle quality is low, bullet impact and spray is disabled, tessellation disabled. Next up, we've got on-demand texture streaming, that is disabled as well. So the download limit or texture cache limit is faded out because we have this option at disabled. Now, shadow map resolution low, sport shadows disabled, sun shadows disabled, particle lighting low, everything is low, disabled, very low. You get the gist, don't you? Ray tracing, of course, is enabled here, as you can see, like, look at this. And then we've got ambient occlusion disabled, SSR disabled. Okay, filmic strength at 0. I don't know, I just kept it at 0. Anti-aliasing is off, depth of field disabled, motion blur, weapon motion blur, both disabled. Film grain again is at 0. I don't know why, but I just like to keep it at 0. I mean, I haven't even tried a higher value, but I just freaking set it to 0. Dynamic resolution disabled, so dynamic resolution frame rate target, I don't think it matters, it's at 60, but if we have disabled the dynamic resolution, I don't think this matters. That's pretty much it for the settings. Though, I gotta show you one more thing. Okay, so I don't know, I think the usual lobby that is of the Battle Royale is not available right now. That's why this timer is going on here. So this time around, I tested this Rebirth Mini Royale Duos mode because the regular Battle Royale mode is not available. We tested this Mini Royale mode. Yeah, this just telling you guys. Okay, so I landed. I mean, I generally land far away from people. I mean, not that far away, but I generally try to land away from him because I'm not that good at this game. I mean, I'm not that good at any game basically, but I'm like especially bad at this one. So we got a shield and a gun. Okay, now we're shielded up and we've got one spear as well. Running towards this house, warehouse, whatever that is. And we got I don't know what we got. Okay, opened the freaking box and got nothing useful out of it. Man, this house like kinda empty. Okay. Whoa, thankfully we got a shotgun here and it's an epic one and I like that. Okay, now we've got an legendary SMG and a epic shotgun. The legendary SMG was the one we got in the initial stage. This is the initial stage, in fact. I don't know, man, this game's kinda hard. I mean, at least for me. Okay, this is a helicopter. I'm gonna try to shoot that. I knew it. I remember, I mean, I just played the game a few seconds ago. This is a post commentary, by the way. Okay, heard some sounds coming from that area. From the left, that is, in the front. Oh man, why were there like that many thingies dropping down to the ground? I don't know, what was that? Isn't that there's supposed to be one drop only? Got him. That's what I can say. I got a shotgun. I don't know, he didn't even get a freaking fair chance to react or whatever. But yeah, that is what it is. That's why I hate shotguns. I mean, when I have him, I can't shoot. When the other person has it, maybe a sniper, shotgun, SMG, AR, whatever that is. I mean, it comes down to the fact that some people are better at certain games and some are bad. But of course, it also comes down to the playtime. I don't have that much of playtime in COD Warzone, so of course. Okay, I mean this game sounds so freaking scary. After a few seconds, it's like boom, boom. I don't know, new zone coming in or whatever, drops coming in. Okay, got him as well. Man, my shotguns. Okay, now I've got an SMG at long range or medium range rather. It ain't gonna work. So that's the disadvantage of having, two close range weapons. They got me. Now I was behind the tree from my perspective, but look at this. And boom, he got me. I wasn't even behind. Okay. Of course he came from the other side. I'm so dumb, bro. Okay, now we're in the gulag. Throwing stones in the air. Oh, this is an interesting moment. I was like mailing this guy non-stop, like boom, 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 boom. And he kind of was doing the same to me. But then I'ma start crouch spamming in a bit. I think it's coming. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I started crouch spamming and then he started crouch spamming as well. I didn't know what was happening there. I mean, what was he doing? I didn't get it. But then when the thing was about to start, the other person bailed out. I don't know, they left the freaking game. So I got a free freaking respawn or redeploy, whatever that's called in this game. So I got a free respawn. I don't know if that happened because I was crouch spamming and the guy was like, let this poor guy be respawned without even fighting me, and he just freaking left the game. I don't know what he did, but that was super freaking awesome of him if that's what he was intending to do. And it's super freaking bad if he crashed or his game crashed. That's bad, I feel bad. Okay, we got a shield, we've respawned. I can hear footsteps. Not a very good situation. I was like, someone's gonna come, and I've only got a pistol. I can't do much with this thingy. And at this stage of the game, when I think 19 squads are left. Okay, now look at his health. Look at the replay. He's got an SMG, I think. And boom, look at his health, bro. Look at his health. I had a freaking pistol. But of course, I was the one camping there. But again, I was the one who just got respawned and had no fucking thing. I was basically naked there. Okay, now that the gameplay is done, here we are in the verdict or result section. We're going to talk about, the usage of the components, hardware components that is, and the frame rate we got in the testing of, season 3 of Call of Duty Warzone. Now, first up is the GPU usage, which was on an average 95%, which is pretty good. I mean, I love my GPUs to be running at 90+% usage, and who doesn't? I don't know any person who doesn't. So yeah, pretty good usage. So that means our CPU was not holding back our GPU or anything. Now the VRAM usage was 1952 at average. That is like almost there, under 2 gigabytes, but pretty freaking high. If you've got a card that does not have 2 gigabytes of VRAM, or maybe you have a GTX 750 Ti only, which has 1 gigabyte of VRAM, then this game's gonna be a trouble. This game's gonna be a freaking trouble. So you need at least 2 gigabytes of memory in the graphic card, that is VRAM. Now comes the CPU usage, which is pretty similar to the GPU usage. And this thing was going like 94, 95, 94, 95. So the CPU is also not like getting underused or anything. The GPU and CPU were both at like 9500. I mean, both of these things were getting consumed on an average like 95%, which is good in my case. But that also tells us that if you have a better CPU, the frame rates aren't gonna be very much improved. So if you've got a 750 Ti and you've got a better CPU than the Ryzen 3 1300X, that is the CPU I have, you ain't gonna have much more frame rate, which we're gonna talk about in a second after we've talked about the RAM usage. Now the RAM usage on an average was 12173, that is 12,173 megabytes on average. Now that is a number that is very freaking close to 12 gigabytes of RAM, and I know that some people do have 12 gigabytes of RAM, and this number sometimes, very few times, but sometimes goes over the 12 gigabyte limit. So if you've got 12 gigabytes of RAM, you just might experience a little more stuttering. I don't know if you are gonna for sure, but the usage does sometimes go a little bit over 12 gigabytes of RAM. So 16 gigabytes is the basic requirement for Call of Duty Warzone. Now comes the frame rates. The average FPS we got from our testing was 49 frames per second, which is a pretty funky number for COD Warzone. I mean, this game gives us everyone at low end, this game is like destroying each and every freaking card. I mean, my card is not even our card rather, is not even a low end card these days. It's like way old and it's still, pulling 49 frames per second. What more do you want? And then the 1% low frame rate is 22 frames per second, but hold your horses. There's a little bit of a pointer that I gotta tell you. 22 FPS I said, but if we exclude one of the matches, these averages are average and 1% number. has been calculated throughout 25 minutes of me playing COD Warzone, and meanwhile I got into 4 freaking matches, and in only one of the matches the 1% low dropped down to 5 frames per second. So if it wasn't for that match, if we average out the other 3 matches, the 1% low frame rate is going to be 28 fps, which is much better than the 22 we got. But I'm telling you how it happened. I'm not like telling you that you're gonna get 28 fps as the 1% low. I'm not even telling you that you're gonna get 22 fps. But the thing that happened, I just freaking explained it out to you. So the ultimate verdict is on you. Serve the justice. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the video. And of course, as I said in yesterday's video, more things are coming. Apex season is gonna be out on 4, I believe, 4th of May. And we're gonna get Resident Evil 8's demo on 2 or 3 May. So yeah, many freaking videos, that is 4 videos in a small amount of days. Pretty funky stuff. See ya, guys.